Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hare Rama children. Welcome back to the second video of current electricity part A. In the first video you have learnt about electric charge, how charge flows, what makes charges to flow and free electrons in a conductor. Today you are going to learn about electric current and potential difference. Here you can see the random arrangement of an electrons in a metallic wire. If the cell or a battery is not connected, the free electrons will be moving in a random directions as shown in this diagram. You can see if the cell is not connected, you can see the electrons, the free electrons will be moving in a random direction. It will be moving in random direction. So it is very clear in this diagram. Now it is not the wire, it is not connected with the cell or a battery. But in this second diagram, when the cell is connected, the electron sets up a unidirectional flow. Here you can see it sets up a unidirectional flow and starts flowing towards the positive terminal. So here you can see it is the positive terminals and the electrons which are negatively charged, and it starts flowing towards the positive terminal because it is negatively charged. So it starts attracting towards the positive terminal. Here you can see two directions. In this diagram you can see two directions of electric current. The typical direction is called conventional current and it is from the positive terminal of the battery into the negative terminal of the battery. So you can see it is from the positive terminal, from positive terminal to the negative terminal. Children, isn't it confusing about the direction of flow? Why it is two directions? Don't worry children, here I will clear your doubt with a short story. It's because electricity was discovered before electrons. When electricity was discovered, they thought it is due to the flow of positive charges. But later it was discovered that electrons are the major particles which actually moves and creates current. Electrons are negatively charged particles and they flow by attracting towards positive terminal of the battery. However, they did not change the direction of electric current. So they used conventional current. So they used conventional direction for the flow of current such that from positive to negative terminal. Electric current is defined as the rate of flow of charge. So as we have discussed earlier video, that is charge is nothing but the number of electrons. So electric current is defined as the rate of flow of charge, that is I is equal to Q divided by T. So it is rate of flow of charge. Where Q, we know Q is charge which is measured in coulombs and T is the time in seconds. And coulombs per second. Coulomb per second, that is C by S. I is equal to C by S as a special name called ampere. As a special name which is called as ampere. So current is always measured in ampere. And here I have given a small triangular formula where here you can find out charge, that is when you close this, charge Q is equal to I into T. Similarly, I is equal to Q by T and T is equal to Q by I. So if you learn this triangular, if you remember this triangular formula, you can answer to these numericals. The instrument used to measure current is ammeter. Ammeter, it looks like this. Hope you all have seen this in our physics lab. Ammeter is always connected in series. In this circuit, you can see it is always connected in series with the circuit. That is because the same current has to made to flow to all the appliances. Here I have shown only the bulb. Since it is a very simple circuit, we have shown with only the bulb and the battery. So if many more appliances have been connected, the ammeter is connected always in series to measure the same current in all the appliances. Let's understand some conceptual concept of current. Here, both inward current, you can see there are inward current as well as outward current. Then how to find out the net outward current? Here 5 ampere is an inward current and 5 ampere is another inward current. And you can see this point. This point is called as a junction point. So at any junction, children, remember this is very important while solving the numericals. At any junction, the net inward current is equal to net outward current. Hope you can understand, children. Here from this you can understand. So here the inward current is 5 ampere plus 5 ampere, which is equal to the 10 ampere. That is the outward current, 10 ampere. Similarly, here I have given one more, that is I1 plus I2 is equal to I3 plus I4. So the net inward current is always equal to net outward current. Yes, another conceptual concept of current is that, let me take a conductor. Let me draw it once again. So this is the cross-sectional area. Observe it carefully. Here the cross-sectional area is very high and the inward and the current entering at this point A, let it be point A and point B. Current entering at point A is 5 amps and you have to find out the current leaving from this section, that is IB is whether it is equal to 5 or IB is greater than 5 or IB is less than 5. Just think. Yes, children, in the previous slide we have seen the inward current at a point A is always equal to the point B. So whether it's IB is equal to 5 or greater than, you can see here the cross-sectional area is less. This is given only to just to confusing. This is always remember, the cross section, the current does not depends on the cross sectional area. It is very important. Very important, children. The current, the amount of current which enters in one section the amount of current which enters at one section is always equal to the current which exit from the another section. That is, current does not depend on the cross sectional area. So it is always IB is equal to 5 amps, because once it enters with a 5 amp current and it has to leave. So the electrons which are moving from this section has to leave from the other section with the same amount of charge. That is the flow of electrons. So same current will be entered outside also. So this is another conceptual concept of current. So these concepts are very, very important while solving the numericals. So now you have understood what is current, and current is the rate of flow of electric charge. So to understand the potential difference, let's see these two concepts, which is exactly similar to the concept of potential difference. We know heat flow from a body at higher temperature. You can see from this diagram, children. So heat always flows from a temperature at a higher temperature to a body at a lower temperature. Here two objects. Here I have mentioned two objects here at a different temperature. So heat starts flowing from higher temperature to lower temperature. That is, from the object 1 to object 2. It always flows from object 1 to object 2. Similarly, here you can see water flows from a tank which is kept at a height to the tank which is kept at a lower height. From these two diagrams, you can understand. So anything which flows, that requires a difference. So that requires a difference. For flow of heat, it requires temperature difference. For flow of water, it requires a height difference. Likewise, for the flow of current, we require the potential difference. If there is potential difference, current will flow. If there is no potential difference, then current will not flow. To understand potential difference, we should get one term. Let's clearly explain. Okay. So imagine there is one house here and one more house here. And here 1 plus 1 coulomb charge, that is unit positive charge. So now imagine this positive charge has to be moved from this house to this house. To push these charge, imagine to push these charge, that is unit positive charge, from this house to this house, we will, that is, need to apply some force. Definitely, to push anything we need to apply some force. So we will be doing some displacement here. Remember children, we are doing some displacement. We are pushing the unit positive charge, that is 1 coulomb of charge, from this house to this house. So some work has to be done in pushing the charge from here to this point. Now the work done on unit positive charge is called potential difference. So what is the work done? We are just pushing this positive charge, one positive charge, from this house to here. So imagine if there is 2 points, point A and point B, and I am just pushing the unit positive charge from one point to B, point A to point B. That is 1 coulomb of charge is pushed from point A to point B. So to push this charges, I require a force. Force has to be applied to move this charge from A to B. So in a simple words, we can define potential difference as the driving force which pushes the charges to create current. Now you can understand the potential difference is nothing but the unit positive charge work done in bringing a unit positive charge from one point to another point. And here we can see from this diagram there are two potential difference. That is, one is at a higher potential difference, that we have seen already. Current always flows from the higher potential to lower potential. So from that is the positive terminal to the negative terminal. Here the charge has to be made to flow from positive terminal of, this is a battery. Imagine this is a battery. So from the battery, the charges has to be made to flow from positive terminal to the negative terminal. And you can see the battery, it is 12 volts and it has the two terminals. One is positive terminal, one is the negative terminal. And here the difference, that is the potential difference, is from point A to point B. Now from this you can understand clearly the potential difference is defined as the amount of work done. Amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from one point to another point. So from this, potential difference is mentioned as V. V is equal to work done, that is W divided by Q, that is work done in bringing a unit positive charge from one point to another point. And work done, it is also mentioned as energy spent. Okay, energy by charge. So because we need to apply some energy to move that amount of charge from one place to another place. So it is energy by charge or work done by charge. And you can see the another instrument, that is the voltmeter. So as ammeter measures current, even the voltmeter measures the potential difference or voltage. Voltmeter, it is always connected in parallel. So in the previous slide we have seen ammeter, it is always connected in series with the circuit. But here you can see the voltmeter, it is connected parallel with the appliances. So potential difference is also expressed as volt. So the SI unit of potential difference is volt. So the potential difference between 2 points is said to be 1 volt. When it is said to be 1 volt, when the work done in moving positive 1 coulomb of charge from one point to another point is 1 joule. That is 1 joule per coulomb. 1 joule per coulomb is equal to 1 volt. So here let's solve this numerical so that you can easily understand how to calculate the potential difference or a work done. So here you can see there are 2 points, that is A and B, at a difference of potential difference of 50 volts and 30 volts. And the charge is 2 coulombs. So 2 coulomb of charge is made to pushed from point A to point B. Now how much work is done? That is the question. How much work is done in bringing 2 coulombs of charge from point A to point B? And here we know V is equal to W by Q. And W by Q, it is already given, that is plus 2C, that is 2 coulomb. So 20 volt. Why it is 20 volt? Because we have taken the difference, potential difference. So V is equal to 50 minus 30. So that is 20 volt. 20 volt is equal to W by 2C. And W is equal to 20 volt into 2C. So 20 V, it is also, we know V is nothing but, that is 1 volt is nothing but joule per coulomb. So joule per coulomb into 2C, and just cancelling the coulombs will get W is equal to 20 joules. So W is equal to 20 joules of work is done in bringing this 2 coulomb of charge from point A to point B. So hope you can understand, children. This is how we have to calculate the work done. So work done in bringing a unit positive charge. That is, here they have given 2 coulombs as the charge. It is made to brought from point A to point B. So finally we have found out the work done. Work done is 20 joules. Okay, let's summarize. Here we have, I think you have cleared with the flow of current and the direction of flow of current and the concept of current. So what is the direction of flow of current and which will be the direction of flow of electrons? The direction of flow of current is always opposite to the direction of flow of electron. And some conceptual concept, that is net inward current is always equal to net outward current. And current is not depend on the cross-sectional area. And the potential difference. Potential difference, that is amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from one point to another point. So now in this class you have learnt what is current, that is I is equal to Q by T, and what is the direction of current and concept of current and potential difference. V is equal to W by Q, that is work done in bringing a unit positive charge from one point to another point. So this is one of the major concept in current electricity, and let us discuss with another major concept next class, that is resistance and Ohm's law. So those two are another major topics in current electricity. So let's continue with the video 3 in the same part A with resistance and Ohm's law. Thank you children. This is Sandhya here.